Transforming your life isn't a copy and paste. It's not a one size fits all. Your life is individual to you. Hey lovelies, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. It's so amazing to have you be a part of the family. This means a lot to you. I don't know if you know this, but I'm going to tell you, you matter. Without you, this thing that I'm trying to do would not work out. It wouldn't make sense because I am not in the business of talking to myself. So, and this platform, this channel is growing and it's down to you. So today's video is about 10 things I did to change my life. And I guarantee you, if you commit to doing some of these things or all of these things, you will see change. And I have my notes because you know I have the gift of the gab and I can blab forever. And I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to stick to my notes. So, and this is, like I say, this is what worked for me. I'm in the process. I've transformed my life years ago and I'm still growing. And I'm at a beautiful space right now, but I'm blossoming. So the first thing I did was to replace the negative mind chatter or renew my mind. Let's say I renewed my mindset. That's the first thing I did because I was diagnosed as dyslexic, and I used to tell myself based on my diagnosis that I couldn't do a lot of things because people like me with my condition just don't do those things. Lies from the pit of hell. Once I renewed my mind and I started to talk kinder to myself and I reframed my mindset, things started to transform. I no longer said things like, I'm bad with money, I'm disorganized, I couldn't do that. I spoke to myself kindly. I spoke to myself differently because those things were not set in stone. They're just lies. And I started to take action. Every day I would look at where I'm going and spoke to myself accordingly. So that was number one. The second thing that I did was I started to seek wise counsel, meaning I would go on Instagram, or those are the platforms I follow, by the way. Instagram or YouTube, and I'd watch someone who was where I am and they're not there anymore. They've worked through, or they're working through, but they're ahead of me. I would seek counsel because I would literally see, oh, they've been through what I've been through. They're not just listening to someone who said it and coming to regurgitate. They've actually been through it. They've experienced it. They understand what I'm going through. And I'd listen, hey, what have they done to get them on the other side, or what are they doing to go through the process? I would seek that kind of counsel. So that's the second thing. The third thing I did was action. Nothing changes unless you change. You literally have to get up every day and you have to take some form of action. Do something. It doesn't matter how small it is. It could be, okay, for the next 90 days, the thing that you're going to do is you're going to wake up and journal. You're going to wake up early and not to rush. One of the things I wanted to stop doing was wake up and just rush into my day, rush about. I just wanted I wanted a simple and leisurely life where I just wake up in the morning and I, had my cup of coffee. I did my Bible reading. I did my devotional. I did my journaling, my skincare. That kind of thing worked for me. Do what works for you. My daughter is grown up. My husband is pretty self-sufficient, and so I have a lot of time, and I tend to not work with clients before sort of 10:30, 11 o'clock. I need that time before for me. I created that life, by the way. It didn't just appear. I created that life where I start working with clients at a certain time because that works for me. It's the life I created. So that was number 3, to take action. Number 4 was really extremely hard, difficult, because, I'm not a spring chicken. I'm not all the way young. I've lived a life. And that was letting go of habits, letting go of people, letting go of places, letting go of thoughts, letting go of an old identity that didn't serve me. I literally had to. That was where it got really, really tough, because of course I'm used to going to these places. Of course I'm used to speaking to these people, having these thoughts, see myself as a certain type of person. So I had to like cut ties, burn bridges, say this is it, no longer, goodbye, that's it. So I found letting go pretty tough. I'm still letting go today. I was letting go of clothes that didn't even suit who I was becoming, so the letting go was pretty tough. And the other one, I don't neglect your me time. And it was, I can't remember, Matty James or something like that she's called. She's an influencer on Instagram, and I heard her say this. She scheduled thinking time. And I started to do this. I started to schedule thinking time. What I would do is, because I'd go out for a walk and I'd be listening to a podcast or listening to worship music or something, and that was all good. But what I started to do was, when I went out for a walk, I would go in silence, like have that time where I just collect my thoughts. I just think. And that me time has done me a world of good. So schedule quiet time, schedule me time where you're not polishing your nails, you're not getting your hair done, you're not sewing, you're not doing anything other than thinking. If it's even 5 minutes, if you've got kids, go and sit on the toilet and pretend to be using that toilet and have your thinking time. I love that. Number 6, it really wasn't difficult for me, is operating in my purpose and my passion. I did ring my friends and I did say, hey, I'm doing a life survey. What am I best known for? What is the thing that, if you were to recommend or tell anyone about me, what would it be? And my friend Patricia said, Avia, you are the queen of getting your home in order. You're the queen of interior decorating. You are the queen of packing to go on holiday, getting those outfits together. My sister friend Juliet, and Juliet said, Avia, I'm always calling on you to sort the house out. Look at this. What do you think about this? Blah, blah, blah. So it's interior. So I started to operate in that purpose, even though I didn't want that to be like monetized or be the thing that people paid me for. I could collect for it, and I have charged for it, because some of my friends have recommended me to people, and I can't just go out in my own time and just commit to so much work and not charge for it. But it's not my main business. It's the thing that I enjoy doing. I do it in my own space, in my friend's space, and some paid client space. I do that. I started to operate in my passion, and that changed my life. It lights me up. It's the thing I love doing. And another thing is, I like empowering people to make good of themselves, make themselves a better version. And some of the people who I ask this question, that's what they say. Avia, I know you for inspiring us. I know you for changing yourself and, constantly working on yourself, improving yourself. We've seen your process. So I started to operate in them. I started a Facebook platform way back in 2016. And yeah, I went live for the first time in 2016, and I haven't stopped. I started to just, offer to help people to become the best version of themselves. And that led to me being a business coach as well. That's another topic for another day. But if I was to pick something to do for the rest of my life, is being a life coach. Because to see people elevate, see people grow, see people happy does something for me. It's bigger than the money they pay me. It is bigger than the money they pay me. To have that woman say, Avia, I'm working on myself, honey, it does something for me. So that was number 6, operating with my purpose and my passion. Number 7 is to forgive and let it go. We don't realize how much holding on to stuff, holding on to the people that's hurt us, the things that has hurt us, our mistakes that we've made, the shame that we've been through, whether it's the miscarriage, whether it's the failed relationship, whether it's the abortion, whether it's the falling out with a family member, whatever it is, go and ask God to check your heart posture. Sometimes we don't even realize. Ask God to check your heart posture. God, is there something that I am unconsciously holding on to that doesn't serve my highest self? Point it out to me, reveal it to me, and help me to release it and let it go. Because I realized that when I work on my mommy issues, I wasn't raised with my mom. She's a beautiful woman, but I had, a certain resentment growing up. And when I let those things go, when I released it and I started to work on the relationship with my mom, we have a beautiful relationship now. She's the most amazing woman in the world. I realized that my life changed, my abundance, floodgates were open. Things started to happen to me. Things started to happen for me. Friends that had hurt me, people that I've hurt, because I used to say I'm the person who I will tell you. If something bothers me, I will tell you straight. And that telling some people straight has hurt them. I've had to go back and say, I'm sorry. If I know that I was coming from a good place because I'm a kind person, but I know my delivery hurt you and I'm sorry. So, and we just let it go, and we either move on or we move forward. Either way, we let it go. So forgiveness is a big thing. Another thing, that was number 7. Number 8 is gratitude. Gratitude will change your life. We're always, especially social media, teaches us to not be grateful for what we have, what we're going through. It teaches us that what that person has is better, what that person have is what we're supposed to be striving for. And we sometimes forget that where we are is where we are right now. At some stage in our life, that's where we desire to be. And we get there and we give it no recognition. We hardly realize that we're here. I've learned to wake up and say, God, thank you for the roof over my head. God, thank you for my husband, the way he looked at me yesterday. God, thank you for my friend being able to see my value, to say, hey, Avia, I'm doing that with my house, and, I'd love your input. Just be grateful. Stop trying to fix things or trying to always be, okay, I'm going for that. I'm always going to be growing. I'm always going to have a, mark that I'm growing towards. But I'm one of them who will enjoy. I will relish in what I currently have. If I was to stay here for the rest of my life, I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad. No. I'm striving for more, but I would not be mad. I could live with this. Number 9 is to surrender. I am a Christian, not a mediocre Christian. I am a Christian, a practicing Christian. And one of the things is I've learned to surrender to God. I, rest a lot of everything that's happening in my life on Bible verses, scriptures, God's promises, the famous Jeremiah 29 verse 11, for I know the promises I have for you, promises to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you a hope and a future, and to seek the kingdom of righteousness, and everything will be added. I rest everything on that, and I will say, God, hey, I'm believing to be successful in whether it's my coaching practice, and surrender it to God. I'm believing to be successful with my platforms, and surrender it to God. I am the queen of letting God do his thing. I'm the queen of that. Number 10, I'm still working through. I am not all the way together. I'm finding it very difficult, is guarding my heart and creating boundaries. I'm still, working on that. I will tell family members, or I'll tell a friend of mine that, hey, you know what? I don't gossip because I don't want to talk about people. People don't interest me like that. And somebody will ring up about something, and just out of, I understand what they're going through, I'll listen. I'm learning now to be very hard and say, hey, remember, I told you X, Y, Z. But I found a little way about it. If someone rings me about somebody, and say, hey, blah, 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 I'll say, do you mind if we pray? And right there, I will stop them and I will gather them and say, let us pray. I'm going to pray first, then you can pray. And we end it at that. We're going to say, leave it to God. God's a miracle worker. You've advised the person, they've not changed. Let's leave it to God now. And that tends to be working. So that was number 10. Number 11 which is the bonus. I was going to give you 10 steps, but I want to give you a bonus, because this for me is, I think, what changed the game big time, is creating systems. Create a routine, create a system that's going to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Because it's so easy for us to watch a YouTube video, listen to someone who say all these wonderful things that work, like I've just done. These things do work if you take them into consideration. And I don't care if you go out there and for the next 90 days, because I might start a Facebook group. Please tell me what you think about. We'll decide what it's about. It's about elevating yourself and getting to your next, your best self. We might do that in 90 days on a Facebook community. But creating a system, meaning, okay, my character, I posted on to my community on YouTube about the character that I'm developing to get me to the highest version of myself, who I'm becoming. And that is being organized, and that's being productive. And I'm going to spend the next 90 days and procrastination. Those are 3 things for me, that 3 biggies. Because I will say, I'm going to do so and so, and I will procrastinate for a very long time. I get it done, but I take longer than I should. So procrastination, productivity, and organizing. Those 3 character traits is what's required of me to get me to who I'm believing to become. So I'm going to be focusing on that in the next 90 days, and I'm going to create a system I've started. I've always wanted to work in my beautiful dressing room / office. I'm on the top floor. It's beautiful. I live on the top of a hill, and it's amazing up here. But for the life of me, I just never got around to really finishing this space. And the month of July was the month of completion. The number 8 means completion. And I set myself a task of completing something, and it was completing this area. I did run over. You have to give yourself grace. I ran over by about 3 days, I think. That's okay. I still haven't got my lighting yet. It's okay. Some things take time. It's not about, okay, tick it off, it's done, I've completed it in the space of time. It's about the process. I was proud of myself because I progressed. And the next thing, I lost my train of thought there. So yes, for 90 days, I'm going to commit myself to continue to do things that's organizing. I've organized my wardrobe space upstairs in my dressing room. I have another space downstairs in my bedroom. That's, my husband didn't use up all the wardrobe space, so I put all my colorful stuff in there. I need to organize it. So every week I will have a system that helps me. It's going to be my nightstand, it's going to be my drawers. I'm going to take time to organize my life, because who I'm becoming, she is super organized. Who I'm becoming, she is super productive. She takes action. She does not procrastinate. So I'm going to have a system. Okay, Avia, this right here on my desk is my board that I write on. Before I go to bed on the night, I will say, okay, this is my I did list, not my to-do list. This is my I did list for the coming day. And I'll write down what need to be done in that day. Because if you don't stick to it in that day, my friends know I work for myself and I'm at home. They will ring me and they will let me work through their to-do list. They're like, Avia, I've got that needs doing. Can you do it for me this evening? Because most of my friends are like me. They want things done like yesterday. So I'm like, let me check my schedule. I'm sorry, I'm working. Even when working might be, I need to go through my chest of drawers and rearrange my chest of drawers, or I need to go through the kitchen. I don't care. I'm going to stick to the commitment that I made myself, the promises that I made for myself. before I start to put their life jacket on. You know, when you're on a plane, they say put your life jacket on and save yourself, because if you don't save yourself, you can't save the next person. I'm going to do that for me. Guys, please, before you go, if you've made it this far and you've not subscribed, please subscribe. If you've made it this far and you've not hit the like button, please do. And I really hope you come along this journey with me. I really hope you commit, if you can, to the next 90 days of developing the character that's going to get you to the next or the best version of yourself. It will help you so much. My next video that I have coming up is, well, how to become the best version of yourself. And you're going to really love that one. So that's the next video I have coming up. I might do it this week. I might even record it straight after this one or in the very near future. And I have one, the keys to an abundant life. Those videos are in the making. They're coming up. Thank you so much for being a part of this family. And this is something that I'm going to tell you that I really mean. I'm looking you dead in the eyes. I love you. I love you. And the reason why I want you to know that's true, I'm a Christian, and one of the fruits of the Spirit is love. I love my neighbors. I love you. I really want the best for you. I wasn't always here. I used to have a life that I used to consider very miserable, and I'm here in a beautiful space today, and I'm going to empower you to be in a very beautiful space for yourself. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching.